Somewhere between dusk and dawn, there exists a space where the rules of day no longer apply. A world where silence is an invitation and shadows are storytellers. You step into the night and you're unsure where it will take you, but knowing that once it's over, you won't be the same and you will be happy that you were there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down. This is where fragrance isn't just about scent, it's an experience. And so tonight we're going to dive into something dark, something indulgent, and something that understands the duality and desire of control. Roja Nuit number 2 and Nuit number 3. These are more than just perfumes. They are experiences, bottled. But here's the thing. These are not fragrances that are for the casual wearer. These are for the man who understands that scent is an extension of presence. One who knows that once a fragrance can be a whisper, but in other deeply intimate moments, it can be something so intoxicating and become something so beautiful, it's a signature, an admiration. So if this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. Today, we're going to dive into a pair of fragrances from the house of Roja Parfums. And the way I look at these fragrances is that I understand that every man has a code that he lives by, things he refuses to compromise. And for me, fragrance is one of those things. It's not just about smelling good to me a lot of times. It's about just curating an identity and building a certain presence without ever saying a word when I enter a room. I love that about fragrances. I love that about this passion. And so for me, Nuit number 2 and number 3 are two of the boldest statement makers in Roja Parfums' arsenal. And they aren't your easy wear. They aren't your crowd-pleasing scents. They are a challenge. They are demanding of confidence when you wear them. And that's what makes them particularly intoxicating. So tonight, we're going to break down the two fragrances, note by note, experience by experience, because once you understand what's inside these two bottles, I don't think you will ever look at fragrance the same once again. If Nuit number 2 were a place, it would be an opulent speakeasy hidden behind a beautiful bookshelf in one of the most opulent hotels in your city, where only those in the know can enter. It's a very well receiving, but you have to be of stature and of status, and you have to have a friend of a friend to get into this type of place. It's enigmatic, it's smooth, and it's just a little bit dangerous when you wear this particular scent. You just come off phenomenally well. Just you smell of stature and you smell of seduction. The opening to this one is a smoky, sweet prelude to beautiful, beautiful citruses. The first thing that you notice is the actual citrus of bergamot and orange as they come across the opening, but don't expect brightness. They aren't a sunlit fruit. They are a mellowed out, softened fruit that as it develops on the skin, it feels like it's been something dipped in smoldering ambers. If this citrus note, it's one that leans into the night, and it smells if it's been kissed by the breath of a beautiful cigar smoke. You have a rum glass around you. This is the opulent feeling of the night. This is the opulent feeling of what it is to have this fragrance in your life as a lifestyle fragrance, as a curated collector of beautiful perfumes. Having Nuit number 2, it just feels like everything is going to go well for you from this moment on. The heart in this particular scent is where Nuit number 2 is coming into its own. It's a resinous embrace, and this is where the scent actually shifts. It goes to a sister's labdanum, moving forward as a deep and almost honeyed resin that is warm like the embers of fire that refuse to die out. If accompanied by a whisper of myrrh, I know that a lot of people understanding frankincense and myrrh is not one of their particular favorite notes, but this one here, being accompanied by that whisper, is adding a slightly medicinal yet ancient quality that comes off so well and so intriguing while being enigmatic and mysterious as well, making this a very beautiful mid. And then you have cocoa, But this is not your sweet gourmand style of cocoa. This is a dark chocolate that is dusted from almost like you have had a smoldering wood inside of a room, inside your cabin, and you're eating cocoa or chocolates, dark chocolates, very lush, very indulgent dark chocolates. It adds just enough of an intrigue to make someone lean in closer, to make women lean in closer, to make you be able to have someone lean in close to you. The long, lingering finish is where the note of "Take Me Home With You" comes in. The dry down is where De La Nuit number 2 becomes unforgettable. Guaiac wood and vetiver they form this smokiness, this green backbone of smokiness just comes out. And while the ladanum and benzoin bring a resonance, golden warmth to this one, it's entirely fit to have this earthy yet refined, mysterious yet inviting vibe from the dry down on throughout the night. The presence of ambergris here, that's what adds an undeniable sensuality. It's the scent that seems to tell a story, and the story is unfinished until you tell it. A resinous, beautiful, papyrus, smokiness, rum, cacao, a promise, unsmoken. This is one that I love about fragrances. This is the attribute that I adore about fragrance. And when this night ends, the question lingers. When you are leaving out of this speakeasy, will you ever return? If De La Nuit number 2 is the mysterious chase of lush, indulgent chocolates and rum, then De La Nuit number 3 is the force that draws people in. It draws everyone in. It's power in a bottle. It's masculinity in a bottle. It's sharpened to a fine edge like a tailored suit or a calculated move in your persistent predatory nature toward the beautiful prey that you go after in the evening. It's one that is commanding with freshness and edge. It opens with this herbaceous cistus note and this herbaceous artemisia, and you have this beautiful citrus note that just comes in with that. It's a defined note of bergamot and artemisia that cut through the air like the first sip of a perfectly chilled martini, or of course, like a perfectly balanced Manhattan. When it comes to this particular scent, the crispness, it's here, and it's undeniably put to a sense of bringing you an atmosphere of control. It's a sense of admiration that comes with both of these fragrances. And with De La Nuit number 3, the unforgettable touches that you feel, the unforgettable touches of resinous, smoky, sensuality that you feel, you won't ever have a fragrance in your collection like this, and you won't ever feel the same way about a fragrance ever again. The way De La Nuit number 3 comes off in the mid, it's one that is of tension and darkness. This is when the fragrance takes a turn. You have this beautiful juniper, blackcurrant bud, and May rose that emerge in the mid, and that adds a contrasting tension that is sweet yet tart, smooth and slightly bitter. That's a beautiful combination to have in this smoldering type of scent. This is a scent that has confidence embedded in it. It's one that is for those who exactly know where they're going. You know, I love the moniker of knowing where you're going. I love the moniker of being put in situations and knowing that I have a plan. When you have a fragrance like this on, that confidence that you have in yourself, the confidence that has been boosted by a scent, is exactly what you get from De La Nuit number 3. It's a scent that endures. And for me, the base is where the magic comes out for De La Nuit number 3 versus the mid of De La Nuit number 2. It becomes undeniable. And it's a leathery, cumin, and sandalwood creation that is the foundation of that base. It's both rich and grounded. The presence of styrax is a subtle one, but it's intentional in this particular scent. It doesn't overpower, but it adds a depth that is one that lingers and makes this the most seductive, sweet style of resins towards the base. And then there's the ambergris. And that's where the salty, selenic, sensual, and undeniable magnetic feel of this is coming to life. It's the scent of someone who doesn't ask for attention but always knows that he is going to receive it. And so if De La Nuit number 2 is the whisper of invitation, then De La Nuit number 3 is the statement you will never forget. De La Nuit number 2 and De La Nuit number 3 are very beautiful, balanced fragrances that are come off slightly animatic, very resinous, very warm, liqueurs, resins, spices, woods, accumulate to some very beautiful and enigmatic, mysterious fragrances for anyone to have in their collection. So happy to have these. The Parfums de la Nuit collection is not about playing it safe, guys. It's about choosing to stand out and to embrace the unknown. The unknown is one thing that we all are tempered by and tempted to attend to. And for me, the unknown of having a seductive night or a mysterious glory when wearing a fragrance is just what I get from these two fragrances. Fragrance at its best is an extension of who you are. And in an unspoken word, in an unspoken way, it introduces you. It's the intrigue and memory that is left in a person's mindset when they are around you. A signature that follows you long after you've left the room. And so the only question that's left with this particular scent profile from these two fragrances is, which version are you? Which version are you ready to become? Drop your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, guys. De la Nuit number 2 or De la Nuit number 3. Let's start the conversation. And if it's like the content that you enjoy, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join me on the next journey that I bring to you. Remember, stay bold, stay balanced, and always keep enhancing. Cheers.